Okay. All right. So it's time to play some Contra. Get to the chopper. There is Super Mega Graphics 64. Welcome to the stream. Hopefully you had a chance to check out the members video I did yesterday. Don't know if you saw that. I did that after the Woman Simulator video that nobody watched, but that's okay. That's one I wanted to do for myself. I thought that'd be a fun one to do. And it was not. I mean, it was fun to do the video. It wasn't fun to play the game. Got me a green tea from Quick Trip. Figured it'd be good to wet the whistle while I play this game. Mute the mic for a second to listen on my phone to make sure that sounds okay. Okay, cool. Cool. Let's see. Oh, it doesn't want to cooperate with my controller. Probably because I didn't turn it on until after I launched the game, so let me try that again. That usually will do the trick. There we go. Fantastic. I was actually thinking about streaming some other Contra stuff as well, but the main subject is going to be the original Contra on the NES, of course. I'm not sure if there's any difference with that versus the Japanese version. I know the Japanese version does have like some cutscenes and that kind of stuff. I'm going to turn the game audio down just a little bit. 1 second. There we go. Just to make sure that my mic is actually louder than the game. That's important, I think. But yeah, this is the anniversary collection. I got this on Steam. It comes with, for anybody that doesn't know, it comes with the arcade versions, of course, which they're kind of weird. They're not like bad games or anything like that, but definitely the conversion to console was an improvement, because the one thing that was really weird about the arcade units was, even though it was a side-scrolling run and gun, they used vertical screen orientation. which was kind of goofy. And in general, the animation and stuff like that looked kind of weird. It does technically have better graphics, but that's about it, really. I'm not a fan of either of them, really. Super Contra's a little bit of an upgrade, but not by much. But yeah, it's all about these, of course. Super C, that's a fantastic game as well. Contra 3, woo! Now talk about a badass game right there. I never played Operation C. I've heard it's pretty good, though. Contra Hardcore, very good. Very solid Genesis game. It's like not quite as good as Contra 3, but it's very close. Oh, wait, no, wait, whoops. Whoops, that's right. No, I only ranked that as a good game. No, it's actually not bad. It's actually, I think I shat on it a little too much, to be honest. But it is very tough. That's when I need to practice on my own to get the hang of it. Because I know some people really like that one. But I just prefer Contra 3, personally. And then we got Probotector Alien Rebels, which is the European version of Contra 3. Because Europeans, they can't be having dudes shooting aliens and stuff. They gotta be robots instead. And then the regular Probotector is the Genesis version, but robots still. You know, it is what it is. They also, I think, pretty sure they had Probotector like for the NES over there, right? I'm pretty sure. And then I wish they would have put Contra 3 for the Game Boy on here, because that's actually a pretty good version of the Contra 3 on there. And they got like some bonus stuff here as well. You can play all the Japanese stuff here. So you can play all the Japanese versions of the arcade, of course. Super C, Contra 3 there, the Operation C, and then Hardcore. So pretty cool. I don't know why they put this one specifically with the others. I wonder why they did that, because obviously it's a Japanese game, but they didn't put it with the other Japanese games. But we're going to play this one right here. Okay. I think I did the code right, but I might have screwed it up. But if I did it, we're just going to go with it. I did it right. Okay. Yeah. I have legitimately beat this game without it, but I'm just going to take it kind of easy. Maybe we'll challenge ourselves and do a run afterwards if I feel up for it here. Let me know if the filter is a little too much, because I like the filter, but if it doesn't look good on this screen, I'm going to look at it on my phone real quick just to see. I mean, it looks pretty good on my phone. If you're watching at a low resolution, it might not look very good. So I would recommend bumping up the resolution so that, you know, it'll look nicer to you. But yeah. Okay. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. Almost to a bad start there. There we go. Get that S. Preferably before we get here, of course. S for shotgun, I assume. Actually, I think it's like a spread shot or whatever. But I mean, it's pretty much like a shotgun. Yeah, it looks fine. Okay, that's good to hear. I can go to the settings here. Hold on. Oh, let's go between turbo and all that stuff. Yeah, they have different options here. I got a 4x3 scan lines. 4x3 because that's obviously the closest to the original way we would have saw it on a CRT. Although pixel perfect, you know, because obviously it wasn't, you know, like it was actually a stretched image technically. And then you can really stretch it out to 16:9, but it looks a little too fat then, in my opinion. And then, of course, you can just do the without the scan lines there. I don't know. I like the scan lines, but it depends on the game at the same time. Sometimes the scan line implementation is not good. We can also add some borders here. But I just like the black screen. honestly. It's pretty good. And then you can manually adjust the weapons, of course. Button mapping. You hear that? Button mapping. Thank you, developer, for implementing that. Oh, son of a bitch. Son of a bitch. Okay, well, that's really terrible. I think we can get, I don't know if it's a laser or the flame here. Oh, I can get another S. Okay, well. No harm, no foul then, I guess. As long as I get to it in time. We're already one man down. I mean, I could beat this game no problem with 30 man. It's no issue, but that's something that is a total rookie mistake. That's something only I could do without playing this game in a long time. Okay. There we go. Shoot the guy that shoots the thing out. If you stand here, you can safely shoot these without getting hit. And then you can move up a little bit. So it takes 7 of the spread shots to bust that open, I guess. Up close, at least. I already gained a 1-man back, so that's good. It doesn't count. Yeah, I'm pretty sure the R shot makes it to where you can fire faster, if I'm not mistaken. Pretty sure that's how that worked. Crap. Okay. So I'm using a 360 D-pad, or your Xbox D-pad. It's finicky sometimes. I might try the analog stick instead. But that was definitely my bad. I'm not going to put it on the game or the controller. I was wondering if another red guy popped up, but I think we got one more screen before it changes transitions. So hopefully we can get a weapon here. Son of a bitch. I did not stand up there. Holy crap, I am so out of practice. This is embarrassing. I guess it's good that I did do the 30-man code. I need to snap out of this shit, though. Okay, cool. Yeah, you can't enable turbo, which I just did just now. That's the left bumper. Let's turn that on. Kind of actually makes like the whole turbo's nice. Obviously, you can technically fire faster with it, but you can't really get the controlled shots like you want here. There we go. Jeez, I need to snap out of this shit, though. I'm doing so bad. I've already died, like, what, 3 times? 4 times? Okay. Okay, but we can start making it up here. I'm gonna stick with the analog stick. I think I'm gonna be a little better off with that. Let's see. A lot of people hate this weapon. It's really not that bad. I mean, it's not great, but it is better than just having just the single shot. Just waiting for an opportunity to actually shoot this. There we go. Laser's not great either, but I would prefer it over the other gun that we just had. Like, that's the next one down the the list. Then the machine gun, then the spread shot, obviously, is the best. Okay. Okay, Okay, that's not working out. We're gonna do one of these. There we go. Perfect. There we go. Got the barrier. So we just run through the fires without having to worry about all that crap. Get that guy real quick before we transition it. Ah, son of a... I totally forgot that guy spawns there. Okay. Alright. Screw that up. There we go. You have to be careful because I knew that guy can just jump right on top of me from that position I was at. Didn't want that happening. There you go. Whew, that was close. You got lucky with the way you jumped there. Okay. Alright. I should do okay on this boss, I'm pretty sure. Alright. So we got its arms rid of. Now we just gotta dodge this very simple pattern, which I don't even have to do that. I could stand like right here and hit him just fine without worrying about it. You only have to, obviously, if you have the laser, machine gun, or single shot, you have to get in harm's way, but the spread shot or the flame, you don't. So that's cool. Okay. I wonder why they only have just the 2 area, 3D areas, and then the other stages are all side-scrolling. Like, that's kind of weird that they only had the 2. Not too bad, not too bad. There we go. Got a little antsy getting myself shocked ahead of time. Oh, I don't need to jump there. I just regular shots. No, what? I do have to jump there? Well, I don't have to worry about the gun. I can just shoot these in. I don't think there's even a grenade dude on that screen. Okay. Okay, it's R. Okay, I'll take that. So I think you lose those power-ups when you die also. Should be one more screen if I remember right. Well, maybe not. Maybe there's one more after this. Ah, son of a bitch. I pressed down, but it inputted as up instead, of course. Go figure. Okay. I think he might have had an S too, or L maybe. There we go. Jeez. Okay, woo, that was a good dodge. Whoa, holy crap, that was some good dodge in there. I don't know how I pulled that off, honestly. Dying by like really simple crap and then like at the same time like pulling off like a pixel perfect dodge. Go figure. That works sometimes. Okay. Alright. So, I don't know if you're still here, Cyrus, but I'm really interested in seeing if you got that Doom cartridge yet. I know you were talking about they got it shipped to you. I can't wait to see how that looks. Proper Super Nintendo Doom. I mean, not that it was not proper before, but it's going to be more proper now. Okay, Snowfield. Yeah. I did not stand up there. That's fine. It's time to get rid of that gun anyways. Rock the machine gun for a little bit. Son of a bitch. I am doing so terribly. Oh, wow. Okay. So, oh, I thought you were saying it was like being shipped right now or something like that. That's what threw me off. Well, July still... It's not too far away, I suppose. I mean, we're at the very last day of April, so it's only like 2 months away. Let's see. Yeah, getting there. F it. I missed on the S, unfortunately. And I'm not going to have any kind of weapon for the boss up here. That's going to suck. I honestly don't know if I can kill this boss without a weapon. Like the, I don't know if you can honestly kill this boss without... I'm going to have to turn on the turbo. To try to get the maximum firepower possible. We're sub-boss, okay. Oh, actually, that works pretty good. Okay, cool. Is there a second one? Or is that later on? I think I might get a weapon here, up here, though. No, I won't. It's gonna be another one right up here. Okay. I might be standing in the... Oh, just barely. You probably could do it without a power-up if you have the R, but I don't think you could do it just with the regular tapping like this. Because he runs into you before that happens. They created a label. Oh, okay, I see. Well... I guess at least they get their ducks in a row early. But okay, hold on. I gotta figure out if it's possible to get up there. Okay, good. Yeah, the laser is really good against the final boss up here. Like, you can melt him. It's just a matter of you have to use the laser until then. Okay. So this actually kind of works out. Figure out the positioning. Here it is. There we go. Yeah. I think you can kill the boss possibly even on that first pass if you do it right with the laser specifically. Okay. There we go. We're on area 6. This is where it like really starts getting tough because you run into all the traps and whatnot. Let's see. Oh, yeah, I forgot. That's a solid... You can't shoot diagonally there. He's not harming anybody. He's not bothering anybody. I'll let him live. I'm gonna let that disappear. Come on, disappear, disappear. Wait, do they not disappear? Oh, shit. We'll try to make the jump. Okay, that works too, I guess. Okay, that doesn't work. Never mind. That works. Fantastic. We'll jump down here. Yeah. All right. There we go. That way I could just skip through these ones. Missed the fucking jump. I didn't jump soon enough. Ah. Okay. Dang it. I'm hating this controller right now. I really am hating this. I guess I'm going to go back to the D-pad because, like, I cannot control... Yeah. I'm starting to think the Xbox controller is not too great for retro games. And it's definitely not for Contra. It's definitely not good for Contra. I'm struggling a lot with this particular game with it. You can jump over him, but you have to do it just right, obviously. You gonna throw his shit? Yep. Throw your little mines at us? Okay, good. We didn't struggle too bad with the boss, at least, but... just the one hit from the total noob thing there. Okay. Alright, take that. That'll work. Ah, yeah, I forgot. I thought that they were coming up a little bit later. That's interesting that they have physics to the actual object there. Well, when I say physics, I mean just that it responded when you destroyed the wall, it fell. It's not something you really see in a lot of NES games, you know, when they have power-ups, they just usually sit in place. Okay, so I didn't move forward there, but you nudge forward just a tiny bit when you're laying down, and that's what killed me there. I don't know why those carts do that. Oh. Wow! Okay. We're just off to a real good start here. Okay. I don't even know if this is really that useful in this situation. I guess you could run through this. Okay, that kind of worked out, I suppose. Okay. Am I screwed now? Okay, I'm not technically screwed right now, but... Okay. Son of a... I knew it. I knew that was gonna happen. That S is technically a trap. Because those things don't go off until you're right under them. They don't have any kind of time thing. Now, you can use the enemies to your advantage, potentially, but I didn't have any spawn there, so it didn't work out. Okay. Switch back. Okay. Yeah, I thought I could move further over, but I guess not. Son of a bitch. Okay. So, best idea here is to stay over there so I don't... Okay, I guess not. I guess I misremembered that. I thought that those guys on the left would not spawn, but I guess they automatically spawn once you take out the first gun. Okay. Jeez, I am so out of practice. I'm embarrassed. I'm literally embarrassed that I'm down to 14 lives. Now, that's plenty to beat the game with, but... This is like one of the worst performances I've had in a long time. Okay. There we go. I'd be happy if I could just hang on to the machine gun. I'm pretty sure I moved, but whatever. Okay, that threw me off. Wow. Those things are very unpredictable with their pattern. Okay, perfect. All right. Should be pretty easy to get through the rest of this, if I remember right. That one's not targetable until you get to that point in the screen. I wonder if it's like an overscan thing or something. There we go. All right. I think that's the last of those eyeball thingies. Pretty sure. Wait for one more of those things to spawn, but I guess it won't. Probably not at the right trigger for it. Dang, it takes a lot of hits to take out the egg sacs. Oh, I thought I took that one out. What the heck? Woo! That was close. If I would have just did this, I could have probably killed the boss without losing a life, but mistakes were made. Wow. All right. Well, got one run of Contra in. Pretty good, pretty good. We were able to successfully beat it with 30-man code. Obviously, I would have epically failed. I would have made past the second stage without using a continue. Wow. That's pretty crazy. Well, no, I guess I would have got to the waterfall because I think I earned like one up or something like that during that time. Cool though. All right. So yeah, next week I'm going to be playing Mega Man, of course. We're going to play some more Contra, obviously. This otherwise it'd be a really short stream. But we're going to do Mega Man 5, I think. But we're going to let the credits play. These are fine people that made a video game. A video game that people still play today, because it's a very good video game. And it's inspired a lot of other games of that genre in particular. It's not like the first run and gun game necessarily, but it's definitely one of the most influential for sure. I wonder if they had any idea what they made when they made this game. You know, and I actually wonder, like, if it wasn't for the arcade version, which let's check out the arcade version. Okay. Just so y'all can see what I'm talking about here. It's not a bad game, but, like, it's definitely kind of weird to play. Okay. So yeah, one thing you'll notice immediately is the vertical screen. Okay. Now, I don't know, it'll probably tell me the controls for... It doesn't tell me the controls for coin there. That's kind of weird. You'd figure you'd put that in the game. I don't know, we'll figure it out. So the select button adds quarters. Okay, cool. So you'll notice, like, one thing. First of all, your guy is taller than the trees. That's pretty goofy there. The music's not bad. I kind of dig the music. It's pretty solid. It sounds like... And you get the spread shot right away, which is interesting. And then you get the laser there for some reason. Totally goofy, man. And you have just the one bridge that you cross there, too. And you can jump up here. Yeah, and then, like, yeah, just the way the diagonals work is kind of weird, too. It's not really, like, just a normal, like, four-way diagonal. There's, like, another angle, kind of, you can kind of sort of do. But it's hard to pull off with the D-pad. You kind of have to use the analog stick to do it more properly. I think, yeah, that's the same, but it's got a wider range. The flame gun's definitely better here than it was in the NES game, because it's definitely got a better range. I do like the animations they got. They did pretty good with the animations. Yeah, unfortunately, you still can't hit them like that. Okay, we get the... Oh, shit. That's pretty compromising. I think he's dead now, though. No, he's not. Whoa, I don't know how I dodged that. That was an absolute miracle. Yeah, that's another thing you'll notice. Like, there's, like, multi-directional shooting like that. Makes it very challenging to get the right shot. You can't just do, like, a straight-down shot, oftentimes. You have to kind of do that weird banking angle. It makes you wonder, because I never played the actual legitimate cabinet, but it makes me wonder if they use like a different kind of joystick. And then you don't do the up shooting, you just shoot straight ahead here, which is kind of weird. So yeah, pretty interesting. I do like how they do these stages. You can go left or right there. I think you actually have different directions. And the paths will change a little bit, depending on the direction you go. No, it doesn't. Okay, never mind. Well, that's silly then. Maybe it does in some areas, but not others. Of course, I've got the laser. There we go. Yeah, you'll notice it does take a lot less shots to actually destroy those. Could be because I'm using a laser too, I guess, but yeah. Okay, yeah, give me that S, baby. What? Okay, so that's this game for you. This game will not have any kind of, like, in iframes when you're dead. You could just instantly die again. That's fantastic. Now, if I remember right, I think at least one of the NES stages, if not more, was added to the game. It wasn't part of the arcade. So the arcade does have less stages, if I remember right. But I feel like it has its own stage also, if I remember right. I'm not doing too great, this particular guy. He seems like he goes faster as you do more damage to him. That's interesting. Yeah, you can't shoot the fires there. Okay. Okay. Whoa, whoa. Okay, that's pretty disorienting. You start at the very top on that top platform instead of... Oh, that's fantastic. Okay, that must be a joke. There we go. Barrier works a lot different occurs there. You don't get the flashing thing. You got like little projectiles that go around instead. I wonder if it's timed. If it is, it lasts a lot longer than the console version. I think it just gives you like a freebie hit where you can get hit without taking damage, or without dying rather. Get hit without taking damage. Now, that's something you do in this game. Yeah, the jump is so goofy, too. Like, you do, like, this weird, like, flip. You're, like, somersaulting when you jump. That's so weird. And you notice the stage is a lot shorter here, too. Like, we're already at the end of the stage. And this boss is a lot tougher, obviously, too, as you noticed. There's no alien design. Yeah. Yeah, just the placement of everything's ridiculous here. Absolutely ridiculous. Okay, found the right sweet spot on that, though. Okay. It's the third stage. Are you kidding me? That was like a dead-on, like, straight-up pixel shot. Okay. I didn't stand up, but okay. Okay. It's my controller. I'm convinced it's my controller at this point. Like, I think I pretty much had it with the Xbox controllers. They're not as reliable. It's the Series X controller specifically because, like, I like certain things about it, but it's just not reliable. I've had to replace the left bumper buttons on 2 of the controllers, and one of the ones I had to replace it on, I have to replace it again. I also have stick drift on one of the controllers. I'm not using that controller precisely for this reason. But I'm wondering if this one might have stick drift now also. I'll have to test that out. Okay. That's another thing about the arcade version. It limits you to 3 extra credits, and that's it. It doesn't matter how many coins you put in. That's all it lets you. It's hard-coded into the game. I guess what you'd have to do is you'd have to go in the BIOS, like on an actual machine. You can use the dip switches to change the number of credits you get or whatever for like the number of lives. But I think that's hard-coded into the game. But yeah, that's the arcade Contra right there. It's interesting idea, but like, just imagine like if Konami is like, this game did okay, but not good enough to do a console version. That would have been it. We would not have had all the other games. That could have been the only game, possibly. Like, it would have just been like, that was kind of interesting arcade game. Run and gun, early for its time, pretty good graphics and sound, but the controls are really weird, and why a vertical aspect ratio for a side-scrolling game? That would have been it. It's so wild to think that, you know, Konami went ahead and, like, screw it, let's make a console version. It did good enough, I suppose, and then, bam, it became a household name. We'll check out Super Contra in the arcade. I think it's mostly the same, but it has some differences here. Add in some of the actual like cutscene stuff from the first game on the NES. There it is, Sly Stallone and Arnold Schwarzenegger and the alien from Aliens. Let's do this. Contra Super. I'm curious if it allows more than the 3 credits in like the first game. Okay. Okay. Hold on. I never play this one. Yeah. We'll stretch that out. Okay. So a very different environment here versus the first game. I mean, it's similar, but for one, it's like nice and bright daytime. It's not... first of all, we also get the missiles here. I think those were those... Yeah, those were in the second game. That's right. Yeah, they added a couple new guns, obviously, in this one. Okay. Actually, at least 3 new guns. Yeah, the grenade launcher's pretty nice. So far, you can tell that this one versus the console game is a little more comparable. Like, they're a little closer to the same thing. Obviously, a lot of differences, but they definitely treated the console and arcade versions a little bit more similarly with this and Super C versus the first game. Right on. The layout's a little bit different. Oh, son of a... That threw me off. Just the way he was running. That really threw me off. Okay. Notice how that shot was kind of floating down a little bit? That's a real jerk move. Yeah, I wonder, because of the way the analog works, I wonder if they used some kind of spinner knob or something. I think that's what they used. I feel like that's what they did. Okay. So that's just like those one parts from stage 5. Oh, yes, of course. Gotta have those trap turrets. Fantastic. Okay. So far, this is definitely an improvement over the first game. So you can't shoot those turrets. You guys have to deal with them. That sucks. Yeah. That's going to make this a little bit trickier than it was on the console version. Yeah. Okay. Oh, wait. Can I shoot it? And I just couldn't because of the things in the way? That might have been it. Yeah, that's what it was. Okay, cool. I like how you're shooting the individual parts of the ship. Like it's actually showing that damage. What? Oh, jumping into the helicopter kills you too. Okay. Well, that figures. I guess I'm supposed to shoot that blue thingy. I don't want to accidentally jump into the helicopter, but I assume maybe? Honestly, I don't know. I'm not really getting... Oh, wait. Where am I supposed to shoot? Okay. I guess it was. Yeah, subpar C. Oh, I didn't even... I thought that was just going to be the end of the stage. It just goes straight into the next stage. Okay. Get to see the laser in all its glory here. Great. Okay, we already used 3 credits. Okay, this is definitely different. They took this out of the console version, obviously. Stages are a little bit longer than the first game, it seems like, overall. Ah, son of a... Yep, kill that guy. There we go. Woo! Still going with the somersault, obviously. Fantastic. Okay. So we get the overhead stages, just like in Super C on the console. This actually kind of makes sense right here. Because this is kind of like playing something like Commando or Ikari Warriors, which they were both vertically scrolling on vertical cabinets. So that makes sense. Like they actually understood the assignment here. Okay. Alright, that's fine. He just... Oh, I guess this has a range. Okay. Okay, that makes things really tricky. Okay, that works. It says no shell. What's that mean? do you mean no shell? There's something... Oh, okay. So how do I use that? Whoa! Okay. That was kind of nutso there. I don't have the shell anymore, so... Okay. So it looks like they did get rid of the continue thing, which that's probably for the best. Because, I mean... Think about it. If you're playing an arcade game, you got a stack of quarters, you're like, I'm just going to blow all these quarters to beat this game. And then the game's like, no, sorry, dog, you got to start from the beginning. You're not going to put any more quarters in. You know, you as a customer is like, no, I did not get the product I paid for. Okay, this is still, actually, this is a spread shot. It's not the new one. It's, oh, wait, no, they did. Konami. So it looks like they gave you 2 more chances. But then they were like, fuck it. Let's limit our earning potential and not let somebody buy a victory in the game. They have to get good and do it in 5 chances. We at Konami only want that $1.25, and if you can't beat it with the $1.25 or $2.50 or whatever the cost would have been if it was 50 cents of credit, then that's too bad. That's all we want from you. All right, let's compare that to the OG Super C, obviously. I don't know the code on this one, to be honest. It's not the same code, believe it or not. I'll go ahead and reset it just to demonstrate. I'm going to try that. Yeah, it does. Yeah, the code doesn't work. It's a different code. I can look up the code real quick. And it's a 10 lives code. Let's see. Unless you do the code differently. That could be it. Yeah, it is different. Okay, so I'll reset it. So this is, everybody thinks, oh, you just use the Konami code for everything. No, it is a different code. It's right, left, down, up, A, B, select, start. Or it just be start if you're doing single player. Yeah, see, it's a 10-man code, not 30. I might be able to beat this with 10. I think Super C is a little bit easier overall. Like, I'm not as well versed in it, but I think it's a little more forgiving also. Like, certainly the first stage is a little bit more forgiving, I think. And I die, like, immediately to demonstrate that I was wrong with that, apparently. Naturally. That's okay, we still got 9 to go. You can't destroy the huts like you can in the arcade version, which that's a bummer, but it's okay. Or at least you can't destroy that particular one, I know. Yeah. Yeah, the flame power-up's definitely better here. It actually does like a little bit of a splash damage thing, which is kind of cool. Whoa, okay. That'll work, I suppose, too. Woo! That was so close. Yeah, the trap turrets are a lot easier to avoid than the arcade version. And they actually don't pop up, like, immediately on you. Oh, great. I had to wipe my nose, and, so I had a little bit of an itch. Almost got myself killed there. There we go. Should be coming up to the boss now. Yeah, so much more forgiving with the cannons here. You can just completely wreck them. And honestly, the machine gun is probably the best weapon to use in that scenario. Okay. That was a big mistake. I shouldn't have done that. I should have just been patient, but I have a problem with that, obviously. I'm not good at that. I really love the breakdown of the music, too. This is so awesome. Okay. Don't know if we got an extra life, but if we did, we'll have 9. If not, we'll have 8. That's not terrible. Okay. Well, we got an extra life coming up soon, so. Obviously, a lot less stuff going on here. That's the other reason the NES version is more forgiving. Not nearly as many enemies on screen to worry about. We'll take the S, obviously. I mean, the F would be better if you want to do more damage, but obviously, okay. Yeah, one thing you'll notice too, like enemies' bullets actually have a range indication. They don't do the same thing that they do in, if I remember right, the laser power is actually useful right there. Because it's very powerful against those turrets. But I still like to have the spread just because of the mobility you get with it. There we go. Now we gotta cross the bridge. Yeah, see, your bullets have a longer range than theirs. So you gotta exploit that, obviously. Alright. Then we got the boss coming up here. This boss is a little tricky. Because you have to keep in mind, like, you have to keep in mind the bullet range to really survive this the best possible. Okay, cool. Alright, just barely. Okay, cool. Phew! Just barely pulling it off here. Pretty trivial if you have the spread shot, but you still have to just be careful and all that good stuff. Okay, so we got an extra life for sure, so we're up to 9, I think, now. Oh, 10. Oh, we actually got 2 lives that time. Nice. Now, this stage does have, if I remember right, this one does have the trap turrets that we saw in the arcade version on the first stage, like just like on that one. More of a warning, obviously, but... yeah, we'll pick up the R. You can fire way faster with the R on this than the first game, too. It's ridiculous. You just have to give those occasional flicks back for the guys that pop in behind. We'll jump over that. All right. Yeah, interesting thing about the water, it does limit your jump there. You have to keep that in mind, obviously. I think we're stuck on the guys in the trees up here. Yeah, they definitely made some improvements to the sprite work. You'll notice that the way the spread shot works, it doesn't do like the 5 spread, it does like a 3 spread instead. But it still has like about the same radius, roughly. Okay, now this boss, I think I'm going to struggle a little bit here. This boss is a little challenging for me. But one thing that's nice is you could just stand on top of him to get your bearings if you need to. Okay. Got... Okay, whoa, 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 okay. There we go. It's a matter of knowing which ones are safe and which ones are not, obviously. That one's not. Woo! That one kind of delayed its drop a little bit there. Okay, now we're done with the earthquaking. Okay, here we go. Got a giant AI data center to fight now. Kind of a variation of the one bosses you would fight in the area 2 and 4. I kind of dig this variant though. Ah, son of a bitch. That's fine, that's fine. We're still doing pretty good in terms of lives. I think we're only 1 down. Unless we earned a life this stage, and we're actually perfectly fine. Come on, bring your butt down here. I'm gonna kill you too. That way I can just safely do this. Alright. There you go, OpenAI. That one's for you. Perfect. Okay, we did get a life. Nice. We're still... We don't have a deficit in lives yet. That's good. I don't know if you can actually destroy those. Maybe I did. I don't know. It didn't have like any kind of like audible... Okay, yeah, I think I did destroy it. Kind of weird, it just does the same explosion as the regular projectiles it shoots out. There we go. Oh, I forgot about that! I thought I could just jump up there. That's okay. Ah, son of a bitch. Okay, we got a 1 life deficit now. Or is it a 2 life? I don't know. Yeah, better off doing this. I don't have to dodge the bullets in midair. Okay. Close. They always come out in threes, I think. I don't think you have to worry about him at all. As long as you scroll the screen. Oh, okay, that was my mistake. I totally screwed that one up. Okay. Okay, here we go. I think we're... Come on, grab it. Machine gun will do. I don't think the R power-up helps at all with the machine gun, but it's still pretty good to have to hear. Keeping us on our toes. It is eventually going to have guys coming out from the sides, if I remember right. Yep, right there. Wait for this batch of 3. Woo, okay, that was close. Okay, next elevator. There we go. Perfect. Nice. Got the S, baby. Whoa, okay. Almost lost it there. All right. Now, I will say, even though I'd say this game's easier overall, I do think the last stage of this game is harder than the one in the original Contra. It's definitely more of a gauntlet. Plus, you have... Gosh, dang it. That was... Whoa! Watch out, watch out, watch out. Okay. Plus, you have, like, I think 2 phases to the boss fight. This one's a really weird boss fight. Okay, I knew I made a mistake there. And it gets faster, of course, and... Woo! That was close. Yeah, obviously the best strategy, if you can... Okay. Is to try to focus on one side at a time. There we go. That was a really bad performance at the end, though. I'm gonna lose 3 lives there, or something like that. Okay. Alright, so... Ooh, damn, we're down to 5. For whatever reason, they changed... the power-up thing for this stage. I don't know why. Okay, I knew that was a huge mistake. Okay. We no longer have the 4 medals displaying, it's just 3 now, so I'm in trouble. But I would say I probably am doing better at this phase in terms of lives lost than I was with the original Contra at this phase of the game. Perfect. I like how they have a duck animation instead of a prone animation on the slopes. That's kind of interesting. That was pretty smart of them to do that. And actually getting to shoot the boulders. Okay, that one was a fucking trap. That was totally unfair. That's one you have to know it's there, otherwise it's gonna get you. I totally forgot about it. Okay, I guess you just drop down here, yep. Whoa! Okay, we're screwed now. Whoa, okay, I pulled that off somehow. Hopefully I can at least pull this boss fight off without having to do a continue. This one's a little tricky, because you get those, if it was just the skulls, it wouldn't be too bad, but, you know, similar to how Stage 6 was, but it's a lot more stuff going on at the same time. And then, obviously, you have to go prone on those sections there, too. But that was my attempt at Contra 2. We're going to go ahead and do some Super C. You know what? Let's do hardcore instead of, I was going to finish with Contra 3, but I'm going to try hardcore for you. We'll do some hardcore. We'll try to do the best I can. I'm not very versed in it, unfortunately, so we need to fix that. Start practicing that game. Okay. And then, oh, this one doesn't have, button remapping? That's interesting. Is it done in the options here? Oh, what the heck? Oh, okay, okay, I see. Yeah, select shot jump. Okay. Shot jump select. I think I want that. Okay. Oh, you only get to do... Wow, that's so jerkish, Konami. Okay. We'll give it a try, though. One thing that's interesting... So... You get Lance, but not Bill at all. You get a girl instead. You get a werewolf. And you get a robot. Okay? So, to those hardcore fans, okay? What's up with the chick, the werewolf, and the robot? Like, can you explain that to me? And, oh, it's Ray. It's not... Okay, so we're also gonna make him look the same, but we're gonna change his name. I get it. It's different characters, obviously. All right, cool. Now, the intro here is pretty badass. I like the intro where you just barging in like that. That does really get you in the mood for some Contra action. Gosh dang it, I already fucked up. Like, literally, like... See, this game is so hard. And, like, a lot of enemies don't die in one hit, too. Like, obviously these grunts do, but that guy does not. I'm already dead. This game is so fucking hard. Everything is so much faster. I'm not even gonna use a continue, obviously, because like, what's the point? I didn't get anywhere. Okay. Alright, let's try that again. That has to be one of the most pathetic performances of hardcore anybody's ever done. Without a doubt. I mean, this game's no joke. in difficulty. I mean, that's part of the reason I'm not as big of a fan of it is Contra 3. Contra 3 is hard, don't get me wrong. But, you know, it eases you into the game. It doesn't have these guys that literally go 3 times the speed of every Contra game prior to this Contra game running around. It makes it very hard to adjust. Now, you move faster too, so that is something true. But it's just so much faster. It's hard to get a grasp on things. Do you like how we got a little slide dash thing, kind of like Mega Man? I forgot if that could be used as an attack. I don't know if I want to find out, though. Because I think I'm going to get myself killed trying to find out. Yeah, see, that's the main problem with this game. Like, literally the frame rate is twice as fast as it should be. Like, the movement speed is twice as fast. Absolutely ridiculous. Okay, is there a way to slow this game down? See, that's what I'm curious about, because, like, the speed is too fast. Now, I don't know if that's this emulation. But I don't think it is, because I have played the original Genesis cartridge before, and I remember having a lot of struggle with it. I don't know if the characters really are any different. I feel like they're pretty similar to each other. Just, obviously, the visual difference. Yeah, just dying, like, immediately, man. This game is so fucking hard. It's the Dark Souls of the Contra series. Let's put it that way. What the fuck kind of weapon is that? It's a single shot and it shoots slow when everything's running around on the screen like a madman. What the hell? See, this is why I was not wrong about my assessment of the game. The game's very well made, but it does have problems, legitimately. It legitimately has problems, and the main one is the speed of the gameplay. It's like too fast to be like playable. Now the speed's kind of cool to some degree, obviously. For some reason I was able to run right through with her. I think it might be good to play with her. Her character sprite's legitimately smaller than their characters. So this might be an advantage. Oh, okay. Now that is cool that the R power does actually power up your weapons and it doesn't just, unless that is a separate weapon entirely, I guess. I don't know. Okay. Okay. This is the furthest I've gotten. After this is my what, fourth, fifth try? Okay. I don't know if that's like a... Okay, so it is like a weapon switch thing. Okay. That's so fucking unfair. Because it did like a sudden camera pan. Like, what? How am I supposed to prepare for that? Okay. Yeah, all respect to the world to the people that are actually good at this game. I'm not good at it, obviously. Actually, she seems like she's a little slower than their characters, too. I think that's helping me here. Okay, what's going on here? Okay. There's zero telegraphing to that. And I know if I hit continue, it's going to start me at the very beginning. Because I didn't make any actual legitimate progress. Ridiculous. I'm going to see if there's a live code on this game, because that's ridiculous there. There has to be, right? There's a 70 lives. Oh, that's interesting. Okay. So it's CBA right left 3 times. On controller 2, that's for the Japanese version. Okay. So you have to use a Game Genie for the US version. There is no code for that. So we're going to play the Japanese version and try that out. Yeah, so it says CBA right left, CBA right left, CBA right left. Okay, we'll try that. All right. Does it say when to do it? Oh, it says on the main menu, okay. Oh, you have to use controller 2 also. What the fuck? That's just ridiculous. That is absolutely ridiculous. Okay. It's still a good game, but it is a lower tier than Contra, Super C, and Contra 3. That's an indisputable fact. I will not accept anybody saying that it's better than any of those games. Now, is it better than the arcade games? Yes, obviously. The arcade games are trash. They're not like bad, but they're pretty mediocre. You know, like they're not. They're the kind of arcade games you play a couple of times and you don't look back at them. This is a game you rent for a weekend and you don't look back. These games right here, you buy those games or you rent the shit out of them. You like rent them like several times. I know this because that's what I did. I owned these two. I never owned Contra 3 originally. I did later in life. But I've probably rented it like at least 10 times. And I have legitimately beat it on the Super Nintendo back in the day. It took a long time. A lot of practice, obviously. Classics. This, I rented one time. And it was just because it was too hard. You know, and too fast-paced. You know, there is a lot of quality stuff to it, but it's outweighed by those design problems. They're design problems. So, that's my hot take on it. We're going to do some Operation C to wrap it up, because I've never even played Operation C before, but we'll give it a try. Looks like they already got some kind of filter set up for this. That's interesting. I've heard it's pretty good. You know, it's a pretty good adaptation of the... I think this is based on Super C, if I'm not mistaken. Music's kind of assy sounding, but I mean, it's a Game Boy. It's kind of hit or miss with music. The jump is like very fast compared to the NES games. Like, it's a very responsive jump. Which is probably handy given the circumstances here of having like a smaller screen real estate to judge against. Well, this looks pretty good. Now I'm curious, can I display it in different colors? We could try the color filter here. The dot matrix would look like the old DMG Game Boys or whatever they're called. But this would be like what the Super Game Boy, I think, would have showed. Probably a little more pleasant looking, honestly. You know what? I actually kind of like the dot matrix better, personally. We could try it with the scan lines, though. Maybe I'll do that with the scan lines. No, the scan lines don't look right here. They don't. It really does look the best with the dot matrix. Because that is close, the closest to simulating the Game Boy. It gives you that extra definition. Ah, son of a bitch. I totally screwed that jump up. But I don't know if there's a lives code on this or not. I'm just kind of messing around with this a little bit. Okay, so one thing that's interesting, you don't have to rapidly tap the button. You just start with the machine gun automatically. That's kind of interesting. Okay. All right. Screen doesn't really scroll properly there. Missed out on that power-up, unfortunately. There we go. Shot the boat up. I like the little city background they got going there. It's pretty well designed. Yep. That was a little tricky to pull off with this weapon. Ah, come on! You have to jump to shoot that, or I guess diagonally shoot at least. Yeah, probably just to make it a little bit easier for portable play. The stage layouts are a little more basic overall. But they do some interesting things too. All right, okay. Whoa, okay. That threw me off a little bit. Oh, they're shooting missiles. What's going to happen with these missiles? Am I going to have some kind of, like, indication of where they're going, or? Oh, okay. Okay. They're not going to rain down on me. That's what I was worried about. Okay. I guess I gotta still shoot the missile pods, or what? Okay, this is like the right weapon for this, honestly. Alright, we just got one more missile pod to shoot. Come on. There we go. Perfect. That's kind of interesting boss fight for the first stage. Submarine. It's cool that they weren't just recycling stuff from the other games. All right, let's see if they have any of the alternate type areas. Okay, so they do have like the zones from Super C. Yeah, this is definitely more based on Super C, but it has some differences. That's a pretty good chiptune. Okay, I'm not sure exactly how this is going to proceed. So I got to be careful here. Okay. Not too bad. It's a very Mega Man sounding chiptune, actually. There we go. Okay, good. They do have a limited range, just like... Fantastic. We killed their troop transport. This is legit the first time I played this game. This is definitely easier than the other Contra games. Like, I just know that just because, like... Okay, we got the homing missiles. Very nice. So that means this was the first game to have actual homing missiles, right? Because, I mean, you had, like, the missiles in Super C, but they didn't home. Okay. Oh, that's only a temporary power-up, though. That's interesting. Oh, wait, no, it's not. Whoa, that was weird. How come it... Oh, okay, so it's not an actual different weapon. This is a, like an augment to my weapon. I still have the spread shot. Okay, that's interesting. Well, this is really OP, then. This stage is a lot more similar to Super C Stage 2 than the first stage was, although they had some similarities there, too. Okay. Now, I can understand why, like, certain Contra fans may not be a fan of this one just because of how easy it is. At least the first couple stages. Maybe this game will start kicking my ass starting with stage 3. This could be, like, one of those misleading, like, kind of easy endgame. One thing I have noticed, I have not got any extra lives. Or no, I did die once, so I did get 1 extra life. So it doesn't spit them out quite like the NES games. So that is something we have to keep in mind. Plus, I don't know if there's a lives code. So they used the waterfall stage music from the first game here. But this is based on the... third stage from the second game. That's interesting. Wonder why they made that choice. I got the life back at least. And we got the shotgun back. We just don't have the homing anymore, but that's okay. I don't need that one. It's not as useful on these stages. The turret explosions are a little more satisfying here than they were in... Oh, I see. So now we're scrolling up. So that's interesting, because this part harkens back more to the waterfall stage from the first game, although that was definitely my bad. Okay, there we go. Oh, it just gives you the... Okay. I thought it just would augment the weapon. I should have known it's going to do that. That's on me. I mean, it is a Contra game, so obviously the screen's going to scroll in a compromising position like that. It's one of the things it's known for. Oh, I did not see that bot. That sprite was literally hidden with the other dude. Well, I guess that's my mistake anyway, because obviously I should have jumped. But yes, Operation C ain't too bad. It ain't too bad. I guess, is it as good as the other ones? I don't know. It's tough to say, but I definitely am interested in practicing this one. This one might be fun to practice. So, okay. I think that covers all of the unique Contra games that are on this collection, not counting the variations and whatnot. So I think we're going to wrap this stream up. I want to thank you guys very much for stopping in. Next stream, we're going to be playing a video game of some kind. I forget, honestly, what game I put on there. I honestly don't know. But what you could do is you can go to my channel, click on the live tab, and it'll tell you what game it is. And you can click on that link, and you can click on the bell, and that way you'll get notified that that game is live. And then whenever I go live, you'll get the notification on your computer or on your phone. You can tap on that, and you can watch that game. And that's going to be on Monday, May the 4th. Oh, that's right, May the 4th. Duh, I'm playing Star Wars Squadrons. So, obviously, I knew I was going to do a Star Wars game. So, obviously, that's going to be the next stream. And the stream after that, on the 7th, we're going to be doing Mega Man 5. And maybe 2, I don't know. Depends on how long it takes me to beat 5. Because I could beat 2 pretty quickly. But, yeah, that's going to be it, guys. That's going to be the last line. Thank you for stopping in.